Hi, everybody. My name is Johnny, and my dog, my buddy, is the other part of me, which is Dino. Um, so to basically introduce what this podcast will be about, um, as it's titled Market Insights, JB&D's Market Insights. Okay. Um, we'll talk about what's going on in the news that affects the stock market, financial markets, um, what might be moving, what I find interesting, what might find interesting, possible short term things to look out for, long term things to look out for. Um, you know, just yeah. This podcast, this episode today might seem a little bit messy, a little bit all over the place, a little bit um like as if I'm unprepared, as it has already come off to be. So the reason I'm doing this right now without any notes, um, to be organized and have a layout for me to speak about is because I saw this post on Instagram basically saying just make it exist first, then you can make it good later. And basically, I've been thinking about this for a few weeks now. No, not even weeks, a couple of months now. Um, at first, I wanted it to be like a YouTube video, serious, podcast. But yeah, I've been going back and forth. Like, should I do it? Should I do it? Or should I not do it? But I saw that post and like, you know what? I'll just do it. Just get it started. Just make it exist. Just put it out there, create it, and then we'll worry about making it good later. Or on its own over time. I'll become better at it. So yeah, this is just a little introduction of JB&D, which is short for Johnny Boy and Dino. Um, honestly, I might have zero listeners for a while on the Substack. I might have zero readers for a while. I'll be talking to myself for a while. I'll be um, writing to myself for a while, most likely. But that's okay. It's normal. Hopefully, as time passes by, um, I encounter people that are like-minded. Um, if we're being honest, I don't like. I'm not a momentum trader. I don't like um, participating in FOMO plays. That's not me. That's not what this podcast will be about. That's not what this Substack will be about. You won't, we won't really be into that. Um, I am more so on the side of looking for things that are undervalued, things that are actually valuable, and a little bit more on the safe side, I guess you could say. I am more um of a sentiment trader, sentiment investor, I guess you could say. I like to do the opposite of what the crowd is doing. Sometimes I'll get things wrong, sometimes I get things right, and not all the time will I participate in these sentiment trades, I guess you could say. For example, CoreWeave. Everybody is super bullish on CoreWeave. Everybody is super bullish on that one stock APLD, things like that, right? But just because everybody's super bullish on it doesn't mean I'm shorting it, you know? So I don't know. It's just like things that I've learned. I've been doing this for a few years now, and sometimes you just kind of like see things happen throughout the years, and you kind of get a feeling like, sure, sentiment is at an extreme right now, tilted to one side. However, maybe it's just not the time yet. And if you miss it, oh well, you know, um, there's always going to be another opportunity, right? But yeah, I will rarely, and I don't remember honestly the last time I FOMOed into a trade. So again, if that's what you're looking for, this is not the place to be. But if you're looking for things that might actually be valuable, um, then hello, I I welcome you with open arms. And even if you are a person with FOMO or like to trade things that are very crowded, I guess, then you know what? I take back the I guess this is not the place you should be. If if you are willing to learn something new, okay? If that's what you do, but you're willing or you want to learn a new strategy, then I welcome you with open arms, okay? And nice to meet every single one of you. Ah, but okay, I just wanted to make this little introduction. I'm undecided if I want to. You know what? Okay, whatever. Let's just do this. Today is July 13th, 2025. Okay, Sunday. Tomorrow will be Monday, July 14th, 2025. Earnings season starts this week officially. We'll get kickstarted off. We'll get kickstarted with the financial earnings for most of this week. Let's see. Okay, guys. I am in some Bank of America puts. I opened these about 2 weeks ago. I was seeing some unusual flow, and they're down about 30%. It's a small position. It's sized to where if it goes to zero, no biggie. Um, I believe they have earnings on Tuesday, might be Wednesday or even Thursday. I'm not sure, but I know it's this week. And honestly, I was thinking I might just sell the position before earnings at break even if I get the opportunity to do so. And if not, then I'll just hold the earnings and we'll see what happens. But if I exit that position at break even before earnings and then the stock dumps, oh well, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I sold. I could have made so much money. No, like I don't care, you know? Um okay. My trade, like my biggest trade. Um no, not biggest. I'm just gonna keep it simple. My trade for this month is Alibaba calls. Um, if you look at the chart, it's been dumping for the past 2 weeks or so, and I am bullish. Look, my whole thesis was at the end of the last year, 2024, beginning of this year also, so December, January. Um, I was super bullish China, super bearish USA. Um, reason being is pretty much just the valuations of the big tech companies from each country. Chinese tech was just pretty much undervalued, and American tech was very overvalued. And as well as the sentiment for Chinese investments was all-time lows pretty much. Anybody in America, you ask them, oh, look, China this, China that. Oh, China's uninvestable. You would hear that all the time, okay? And in America, everybody was super bullish, all-time highs, crowded in, super crowded. Like nothing could go wrong was the mindset. You know what? So that's I positioned short America and long China. And by February, China tech, especially Alibaba, my biggest position was skyrocketing. Okay, amazing, having a good time. And then around that time is when America topped out, um, dumped by mid-March it was already down, and then mid by early April was even lower. And then from there things reversed again. USA has been going up since April, and Chinese tech specifically, has been pretty flat. Um, and now I feel like we're back similarly to where we were at the start of the year. Um, so now I'm going back to that same trade. I have been positioning short America again for like the past 2 weeks. And honestly, as if you look at the charts, um, American tech has just been going up. And I mean, it is what it is. I am red on the American trades right now. negative P&L on those at the moment, but I am at the same time loading up the boat on some Alibaba calls. Has some solid support here and has big picture momentum is towards the upside. So in order to capitalize on this move, I want to add longs on dips, and this is a big dip. And if the momentum on the big picture trade keeps going, then this is the sweet spot, and this should be a great trade. However, if momentum breaks and we drop lower, okay, I'll take the loss on those trades, on those calls, but I'll just load up more shares. It's it's I have a plan. Okay, guys? And as long as you're prepared when big moments come, big movements, um, you'll respond, not react. Okay? Because if you're not prepared, you'll just react to the news or to the drop, to the big pump, whatever, drop or pump. Just you'll react to the volatility. But if you're prepared, you'll respond to it. You would have been prepared. You kind of had an idea of what you would do in that instance, and now you respond to it. Okay? So I do tons of reading throughout the day, tons of listening to podcasts throughout the day, um, to just keep myself well informed of everything that might be going on. And in that case, we reduce our reactions and instead we just respond to volatility. Okay? Um, but yeah, and I just want to make one thing clear. Nothing that I say or do is investment advice. This is all opinion only. Okay? Um, my trading or investment needs might be different than yours. So consult a financial advisor before you do anything um, based on what you've listened to or read from this podcast or Substack. Okay, again, none of this is financial advice. Don't take it as financial advice. Consult with a financial advisor. Just want to make that very, very clear. At the end, I will have a longer disclaimer. So make sure to stick all the way to the end to read the full or listen to the full disclaimer. Okay? Anyways, back to that. So yeah, I feel like we're back to the beginning of the year sort of sentiment and valuation levels. Um, I'll I think I'll keep it at that for this episode. I'm not sure if I'll do this podcast episode for like on a daily basis or a weekly basis or a few times a week. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I have to plan it. But again, I just wanted to create it, make it exist first. Okay? And for the next episode, I will deep dive into my market outlook. Because right now I mostly just talked about China and USA on a valuation comparison level as well as sentiment. But I have other things that I might be bullish on in America, like small caps, mid caps, things like that. You've probably heard this before. If you keep up with um financial news and everything, then you might have heard this before from other people. Okay? And if not, then I'll explain more in detail on the next episode. Okay? It was nice meeting meeting you, and thank you for tuning in for this first episode. I am sorry it was very messy, very all over the place, very unorganized, but I had to get started somewhere. Please stick around for the full disclaimer. Futures, stocks, and options trading involves essential risk of loss and is not suitable for every investor. The valuation of futures, stocks, and options may fluctuate, and as a result, clients may lose more than their original investment. The impact of seasonal and geopolitical events is already factored into market prices. The highly leveraged nature of futures trading means that small market movements will have a great impact on your trading account, and this can work against you, leading to large losses, or can work for you, leading to large gains. If the market moves against you, you may sustain a total loss greater than the amount you deposited into your account. You are responsible for all the risks and financial resources you use and for the chosen trading system. You should not engage in trading unless you fully understand the nature of the transactions you are entering into and the extent of your exposure to loss. If you do not fully understand these risks, you must seek independent advice from your financial advisor. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. Any content on this Discord should not be relied upon as advice or construed as providing recommendations of any kind. I said Discord, but I meant Substack or podcasts, anything that you read from JB&D. Okay? Again, any content from JB&D should not be relied upon as advice or construed as providing recommendations of any kind. It is your responsibility to confirm and decide which trades to make. Trade only with risk capital. That is, trade with money that, if lost, will not adversely impact your lifestyle and your ability to meet your financial obligations. Not only trading, but investing. Okay? And past results are no indication of future performance. In no event should the content of this correspondence be construed as an express or implied promise or guarantee. This podcast, this Substack, this newsletter is not responsible for any losses incurred as a result of using any of our trading strategies. Loss limiting strategies such as stop loss orders may not be effective because market conditions or technological issues may make it impossible to execute such orders. Likewise, strategies using combinations of options and or futures position such. Okay? The information provided in this podcast, newsletter, or Substack is for educational purpose only and should not be considered as financial advice or investment advice. You should consult with a professional financial advisor before making any decisions based on this information. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Any investment decisions you make are your own risk. Some of that might have been repetitive, but I just need to make sure. Okay, and for the next episodes, I'll make sure I'll have the disclaimer pre-recorded, and that'll be at the end of every episode. And yeah, okay. See ya.